What's up, guys? This is Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a quick update about the markets and give you guys a warning about what's about to happen. Just know that I am not a financial planner. Right now, the stock market's selling off, including Tesla. We went from being quite green to only back in the red after we just got the FOMC minutes. The market was already selling off to begin with, but I think that it could be because the market was anticipating this news. The Fed is very indecisive right now. We have some Fed officials who think that the Fed should cut for the month of December because the Fed is behind the curve. Others out there believe that the Fed should not cut and there's no need for it. So the Fed is once again very divided. And this, as a result, kind of like brings us back to the data because the Fed needs more data to make more decisive claims. So for now, we don't know if we're going to get a cut or not in December. The Fed is just kind of like arguing about that. And we're going to see what happens as time goes on. Three more things to remember. Number one, tomorrow, before the stock market opens, all right, we have the non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, labor force participation rate, and lots of payrolls data coming out. Why is this important? At 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, this data comes out. It may cause some volatility in the stock market because this data affects the Fed's policies and the current views of our overall economy. Now, this data is for the month of September. This is old data that's coming out. I say that because a new report came out that the government's jobs report for October, which was delayed by the government shutdown, will actually not be published, removing a crucial data point at a time when the stagnant labor market and sticky inflation have raised fears for a broader economic slowdown. So that is some important news. The November jobs report, however, is going to be coming out on the first Friday of December. It's going to be published. Actually, it typically comes out during that time, but instead it's going to be coming out on December 16th. Let me just correct myself right there, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So it's going to be delayed, right? Instead of coming out for the first Friday of December, it's going to be moved to December 16th. Also, we can see right over here that the November employment data it's going to be published on December 16th instead, and the October data is once again not going to be coming out according to multiple reports. All right, so what does this mean? Once again, we still have data coming out tomorrow. It's going to be for the month of September before market open, but the October numbers are likely not going to be coming out according to what I'm reading. And then the November numbers are going to be delayed. So that's what I'm seeing on headlines. And then finally, after the market closes, we have Nvda announcing its earnings today. This is important because if you're trading, if you're playing anything, if you're holding any kind of position like a scalp or anything like that, or if you're holding like a swing trade overnight or over the next couple of days, just be very, very careful with your positions because right now the market's choppy, which could be affecting your scalps. And simultaneously, if you're holding anything that's swinging, you want to be very, very careful. If you're holding anything overnight, the stock market is going to likely gap up really hard or gap down depending on two things, depending on Nvidia's earnings after the bell today, and also depending on the jobs numbers coming out tomorrow before market open. So if you're holding anything overnight, be very, very careful. All right. Tesla's going to either gap up and start pushing for 420, start pushing a lot higher, in my opinion, or we're about to gap down and end up losing 390 for us to dump to make new lows. One of those two will likely happen. From the share price right now, we're very flat, but I'm very unbiased because you never know what's going to happen with Nvidia's earnings and the jobs numbers. So we're going to see if we get another rug pull or not. So be very careful. In terms of SPY, we're also in the middle. We're showing some weakness, but we're going to see if this is a trap or not. Are we about to bounce and are we about to get back above 668 to start pushing for the 670s? Or do we start dumping back down towards 655 to start losing 650? We could go either way. Expect a gap up or gap down, and we will be very unbiased. On the QQQ, will we break past 604 to be bullish to push for 612, or do we lose 594 to make new lows towards 590? Does the IWM break 236 to push for 240, or do we end up losing support at 230 to dump? ES, if it breaks around 6,700, we're looking for 6,750. If we lose 6,590, we could be dumping towards the low areas, the lows we saw from October around 6,550. That's going to be the next level on ES. On NQ, you want to see us basically break 24,900 to break out higher. If we end up losing 24,400, we're looking for a dump back down to the lower 24,000s. Bitcoin's on a downtrend. As of right now, it's showing some weaknesses favoring 88,000. So far, it's showing some weakness. Nvidia, when you look at the current share price, there was a downtrend a couple of weeks ago that was followed by a breakout. So we're on a downtrend. Are we about to see a big surprise? Is Nvidia about to squeeze the markets higher, or are we about to get the rug pull? If we lose 178, we're bearish. If we break 189, we're going to be more bullish. We're in the middle for now, so we will see. On Apple, we're stuck in the middle. If we lose 265, we're looking, or 264, excuse me, we're more bearish. If we break 272, we're looking more bullish. We're in the middle for now. On Palantir, we're technically on a downtrend. We could be looking for a dump back down towards 160. On AMD, we're technically on a big downtrend. We have support down here at 219 to 220. If that fails us, we could be tipping back down to 215. On Coinbase, we're technically on a downtrend. We're going to likely continue to fall back down to 245. We're going to see if we bounce or not. On Amazon, we're on a big downtrend. We're going to see if we bounce, but overall, we have support at 220. We're going to see if buyers defend or not. Meta's on a big downtrend. We're going to see if we could reclaim 602 or not. Otherwise, we're going to likely continue to fall back down to about 575. Google's on a nice uptrend. We're going to see if we end up losing 290. If we don't, we could be looking for a bounce to 299. We're in the middle, but we're technically trying to uptrend on Google. And then Microsoft's on a big downtrend. We're going to be looking for 475 or below. Last but not least, we're going to see if the VIX is about to break out. It's looking a little bit more bullish right now, but this is not guaranteed because also you have to know that we never know what's going to happen with Nvidia. We never know what's going to happen with the jobs numbers. So simply trading based off technical analysis is not everything for now. I do think that the charts are looking very flat right now, and there is some downside risk, but I can't make any promises. Like I said before, it depends on how Nvidia does. Does Nvidia help the market launch higher? Does it get a rug pull? It could go either way. And what happens with these job numbers? We just have to wait until tomorrow. So my last warning for all my Tesla investors and friends out there is that um, if you are holding anything overnight, any kind of position, right? If you're trying to day trade, swing trade, whatever you're doing, be careful. Be very, very careful. Okay. In case we get a big rally or if we get a big dump, you never know what's going to happen. I'm personally managing risks very well because I don't like to really gamble on earnings. Even if you get the direction right, because of the data decay, it could still hurt your overall options, especially not just the data decay, but also because of implied volatility. Excuse me. So even if you get the direction right on earnings, you could still lose money because of the way in which options are priced right now. They're very expensive. Premiums are very expensive for Nvidia, so keep that in mind. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Are we about to get a big pump? Do we dump? Let's be patient. If you're holding anything overnight, be careful. And that's my warning, at least for tomorrow. Thank you for listening, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace out.